Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're doing a Christian lesson. There's music playing in the background, but so we're gonna be reading part of this book. So if you'd like to tune in with me, you can. And also, hey Alexa, stop. I'm gonna be also taking some notes and studying. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna read it aloud to you. Okay, let's start. A little book on the Christian life. Times more than lifeless routines of the philosophers. I'm not saying that. Okay, I don't need to read that. And won't undertake. After all, it's not right to barter with God regarding what we will and what we won't undertake from these things. And He has prescribed us for His word. God always commends as of utmost importance integrity as a principal part of His worship. Okay, so we're going to talk about what integrity means. So integrity means you're doing the right thing even when no one's looking. So like if you're reading the Bible and you scribble on a paper while no one's looking, but if you don't do that, that's called having integrity. So let's write that down. Making sure it's fun. Why is it like so close up to me though? Doing the right thing even when no one's watching. Okay, let's start again. As me and you, I will walk before me, as David, your father, walked with integrity of heart and uprightness, doing according to all that I have commanded you, and I will keeping my statutes and my rules. Then I will establish your royal throne over Israel together forever. As I promised David, your father, saying, you shall not like a man on the throne of Israel. 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 4 through 5. So I just read verse 2 through 5. And then this is what the Bible's meaning of integrity means. So, and by the word integrity, he means sincere, simply of heart, or free from pretense and deficit, which is the opposite of duplicity in heart. In other words, right living has a spiritual basis, where the inner affection of the soul is sincerely devoted for God, the nurture of holiness and righteousness. So that's just saying, like, if you don't understand that, it's doing the right thing even when no one's watching. Just for a simpler way that you could understand that. I need to put on some hand sanitizer. It is going to be like maybe a 10 to 15 minute lesson. So just telling you. Okay. Of course, none of us is capable of running swiftly on the right course while remain in the earthly confinement of our bodies. Indeed, most of us are so oppressed with weakness that we make a little progress, staggering, limping, and crawling on the ground. But let us move forward according to the measure of our resources and pursue the path we have begun to walk. None of us will move forward with little success that we will not make some daily progress in the way. Therefore, let us Let us keep trying so that we might continually make some gains in the way of the Lord, and neither let us despair over our small successes. For however much our I cannot speak today. For however much our successes fall short of our desire and efforts aren't in vain. So when we farther along today than yesterday. So let us fix your eyes on the goal with the sincerely and simplicity aspiring to the end, neither foolishly congratulating ourselves nor for exposing our evil deeds. So that's saying, like, don't expose the evil deeds that you've done. Sorry. Let us press with continual striving towards the goal that we might surpass ourselves until we have finally arrived at perfection itself. This indeed is what we follow after pursue in our life, but we will only possess it when we have escaped weakness of the flesh and been received to his perfect fellowship. Okay, I just read a little bit of chapter 1, so our word of the day was integrity, so we'll do a little review after we read. So a little more deep into this book, it says a Christian, by the way, this is a Christian book. A Christian classic for every believer. For centuries, Christians of all ages have turned this book to help guide them into their journey as they follow Christ. This book is one of the great classics on Christian faith, calling believers to pursue holiness and endure suffering as they rest in Christ alone. In this translation, Aaron Danlinger, and Burke Parsons captured John Calvin's biblical faithfulness, theologically, integrity, and passionate heart. This is a book for every Christian to pick up, read, and apply. So this might be like a after school activity, or if you just want to listen to the book. So this book is by John Calvin. It's called A Little Book on the Christian Life. If you want to go check it out, it's probably like on Amazon. I might have the link in the bio maybe, but I will show you that. So yeah. So chapter 2, it will come later. This is my first sermon thingy. It's called Self-Denial in the Christian Life. So it's just like believing in yourself and stuff. So that's what you want to know in that chapter. So review time. So we looked deeper into the word of integrity, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Also, it said, sorry, I'm going to go back to the page. And by the word integrity, he means sincere simplicity of heart, free from pretense and deceit, which is the opposite of duplicity in heart. In other words, right living has a spiritual basis where the inner affection of the soul is sincerely devoted to God, the nurture of holiness and righteousness. So that's what integrity means. We're also looking deeper into chapter 1, which is like learning, just like the start off. So I am going to read this. So something must be said about those who want to be called Christians, but process nothing of Christ, except in the title and appearance. They arrogantly glory in his holy name, but only those who have gained a true knowledge of Christ from the word of the gospel, have a relationship with him, and the apostle denies that any rightly learn Christ who have not learned they must put off the old man who is corrupted by deceitful desires and put on Christ. So that was just something you must